welcome to my life story. First, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about my history. I was born in Zimbabwe, and my mother and father didn't live at the same house, and they didn't even live in the same country. It's not an awesome kind of way to grow up. There will be some things that you need that you won't get because you're living with one parent. Actually, when I was about 8, they got divorced because of the distance. When I was about 13, in 2005, the most tragic thing happened, and that was losing my mother. I never knew what the mother love felt like for 5 to 6 years after she died, because I was living with my grandparents. I remember not even having a contact with my dad because I didn't even know where he was, or when he was going to come home, or when he was going to actually call me or send me a letter. It was a devastating childhood. Just imagine yourself, you're 13, you don't know where father is, your mother died, and you're living with your grandparents, and they're not the richest grandparents that you might get. And there's a lot of things that you need that you don't get answers. You don't get them basically. So the only thing that you get is the love from your grandparents. Going to school, not the best of schools. Okay, so now to the next stage of my life. Yeah, when you become a teenager, you want to have more experience in life. You want to experiment a lot. So when I was staying with my grandparents, I was kind of grounded and very in a dark space. I didn't have the confidence to connect with other young people. And now my father decided, after 14 years, decided to connect with me. And the only connection was the letter. He sent me money. He took me to a boarding school, so he just dumped me there in a boarding school, and I lived there for almost 3 years. Tough life, never knew what the father's love was. I was in a Christian boarding school. I didn't have a connection when they said God is the father and all stuff. Then the next thing that he did was smuggle me into another country. I was smuggled into South Africa when I was 16, and then when I was 18 I decided, no, this is enough. I decided to make sure that I come into the country with the right things and the right papers and everything. So I went back to Zimbabwe and I fixed my stuff and I fixed my papers and I came to South Africa. Now I'm legal, okay? So when I was 20, I got an opportunity to go to a gap year. That's when I got really inspired. That's when I really got to know God in a way and started actually adjusting to my father and coming to know who my father is and experiencing the love of God and trying to know my father. That really helped me. So now I've forgiven my father, my earthly father obviously, because I've learned how to love God. And in 2014, I came here in Limpopo, Shandima, a very beautiful place. How I got here? God pointed the place out for me and I had to come here. It wasn't an easy thing to convince me because I thought God was going crazy. I'm a monitor and I teach grade 2s and 3s. If you ask me when I started, I was like, God is going crazy, because when I actually wanted to be in high school and I threw a tantrum, it didn't work, and now it's 3/4 of the way into the year and I'm loving each and every moment in that class and I'm loving the grade 2s. It's a weird thing how God can change your life and make it better for you, even in a tough situation. That's where you know that God exists. He really impressed something into me, and I think it's never leaving, because I love the place we are in right now, and I've come to know that God's plans for us is they're big. I want to tell you about my future, so please hang on. And we are going to another transaction, jumping into the dark. Yeah. So my future, interesting stuff. I mean, when you come to know God, you have these huge plans implanted in you, and you wanna just dive in them, and sometimes it's very scary, and you think you might never do it, but this is what God wants me to do in the future. So I want to minister to the youth. As the youth, we are very different. We will label ourselves whatever we want and however we want it. So I want to build a youth center where the youth can just come and feel at home and be in a sanctuary. Psalm 33 is the main theme, and the slogan is motivating and encouraging the youth for a better future. Inside the youth hall or the youth center, I want to have an auditorium, which is the white big room, and study room, which is more likely to have computers and stuff. And I want to have a waiting room for the counseling rooms, since I'm studying to become a psychologist. And the green one is going to be the prayer room. I want to have a games room. I mean, when I was growing up, I didn't experience the whole games and stuff. All I want is the pool, table tennis, something that will help the students or the youth to be more active in their life. There will be a social area and a little canteen in the same room. So I want to motivate them. I want to be able to love them, and I want to give the youth what I didn't get. That is my life story, and thank you for watching. I hope you really enjoy it.